Something else in QuickBooks that will allow you to be more productive is the QuickBooks chat feature. Now, if there were other users in this company file, I would see them here on the list. I would be able to chat with those users. Those users would be able to chat with one another. What's probably most important about this particular feature is that the administrator has the ability to close users out of the QuickBooks company file. So if a user walked away from their computer and forgot to close out, the administrator would be able to close them out. If someone were halfway around the world using terminal services, the administrator would be able to close that user out. We've also given you the ability to make a multi-user backup. In previous versions of the software, if you needed to make a backup, you would have to switch to single user mode, which means you need to get everyone out of the software, then switch to single user mode, then make that backup. In this version of the software, you can make that backup while other users are still in the data file, which can save you some valuable time. Next, we'll talk about the expanded user controls and the security features that are built into QuickBooks Enterprise. But to talk about those features, we're first going to talk about the security features that are in our Pro and Premier software. User permissions in our Pro and Premier software are divided up into the 8 broad categories that you see here on the screen. And when you give someone access to one of these categories in our Pro and Premier software, that user would have the ability to do absolutely everything in that particular category. So we'll take a look at the sales and accounts receivable category as an example. And when you give someone access to this particular category in Pro and Premier, that user has the ability to do everything on this particular list. They can enter invoices and sales receipts. They can create estimates. They can do progress billing. They can receive payments and deposits. They can process credit card transactions, including returns. So absolutely everything on this list, they will have the ability to do. Now in QuickBooks Enterprise, we get very specific with user permissions. And the idea in QuickBooks Enterprise is when you create a user, you will assign that user one or more user roles. Now, we provided 14 predefined user roles. We even include a view-only role. So if you wanted to give someone the ability to look at everything but change nothing, the view-only role would accomplish that. Now, we allow you to delete roles, we allow you to duplicate them, we allow you to modify them, and we allow you to create brand new roles from scratch. Now, there are 115 different permission choices in QuickBooks Enterprise. Now, we'll take a look at the customers and receivables preference, which closely matches the accounts and receivable preference in our Pro and Premier software, and you'll see that you can get very specific with what you will allow a user to do or not do. So I can give someone full access to estimates, but limit their ability to invoice. And let's say I wanted them to be able to view, create, and print, but not modify or delete. I can do that in QuickBooks Enterprise. I can give them access to credit card transactions or not, credit card numbers or not, and I can give them the ability to view credit card numbers or not. I can give them access to particular reporting categories. So let's say I want them to have access to inventory reports, but not my customer and receivable reports. I can do that in QuickBooks Enterprise. Now, we've also given you an easy way to audit permissions in QuickBooks Enterprise through the View Permissions feature. Now, this will allow you to, either by user or by role, go through and make sure that you haven't given someone more access to the program than you want them to have. So you can print this out, go through and audit permissions. This is also a great way to see the 115 different permission choices that are available in QuickBooks Enterprise. Now, those of you that have used a QuickBooks program before know that it is a very forgiving program. And that means that we will allow you to report on transactions regardless of period. We'll allow you to view transactions regardless of period, provided that you have permission to do so. And we'll even allow you to delete transactions, provided that you have the permission to do that. Now, we also give you an easy way to lock down a portion of your data, and that's through the ability to set a closing date. Now, what this allows you to do is come in and choose a date of your choice. You'll enter a password, and then no user, unless you provide them with a password, would be able to enter, modify, or delete any transaction that fell on or before the date of your choice. Now, we now include the ability to exclude non-posting transactions from those restrictions. Now, to go along with that, we include a couple of things. First, there's a closing date exception report, and this report is going to show you when you as the administrator set that closing date, and then it's going to show you any transaction that's been entered, modified, or deleted using that closing date password. Now, I mentioned earlier we include an always-on audit trail, and we also have an audit trail report. Now, this audit trail report is going to show you every transaction that's been entered, modified, or deleted. It's going to show you who did it and when they did it. And all modifications will show up in bold. Now, this report, like most reports in QuickBooks, is filterable. That means that we can search by different criteria, like a date range, a name, or maybe even a transaction type, to help narrow down this report to find the information that we're looking for. Now, again, all modifications show up in bold, and this report, like most reports in QuickBooks, is zoomable. That means that we can just double click to bring up that transaction right on the screen. So next we're going to talk about some things that are included with your purchase of QuickBooks Enterprise, and we'll first talk about what we call the full service plan. Now, the full service plan is included for 1 year from your date of purchase, and that includes things like US-based product experts. So exclusive to QuickBooks Enterprise is a team of US-based QuickBooks experts who can help you with all of your how-to things in QuickBooks. You'll get unlimited technical support from our technical support team if you encounter any sort of issues with the QuickBooks software. We include product upgrades. So 1 year from your date of purchase, if we release a new version, you will automatically get the new version. It will automatically show up on your doorstep. Nothing that you need to do there. We include data conversion services. This will help you move from one version of QuickBooks to another, or from a third-party application to your QuickBooks software. We include data protection services. If you encounter any sort of problems with your QuickBooks data, our data protection services can help you recover that data. And we include some training tools. So a DVD set called Mastering Intuit QuickBooks Enterprise Solutions. This is a $399 value included free of charge that will help you and your staff get up to speed quickly on QuickBooks Enterprise. We include online backup space. So we, of course, believe that having a good backup routine should be important to every business. So to help with that, we include online backup service. This will help you back up not just your QuickBooks data, but any data that you deem important enough to back up. Now, at the end of the year, we'll give the option to renew that full service plan. The current price of renewal for a 5-user version of QuickBooks Enterprise is just $850. Now, something else that we include with your purchase of QuickBooks Enterprise is what we call the Employee Organizer, which is sort of like an HR module. And this will allow you to go through a hiring process with your employees. This will help you print your state and federal hiring reports. It will allow you to track raises and promotion, leave of absence, and termination of employees over time. You would then be able to print reports on all of that employee information. As a fee-for service, you can get a background check on your employees and applicants. And we include a subscription to employment regulations to help ensure that you're in compliance with normal employment practices. And if there is something that's unique to you, we'll help you get an answer to that question free of charge from an employment expert. So those of you that are doing business with big box stores know how important EDI is to you. So we include with your purchase of QuickBooks Enterprise, EDI software from True Commerce. Now True Commerce is our partner for EDI. And for those of you that are doing business with some of the big box stores, Walmart's, Home Depot's as examples, you know how important EDI is. So this is a $795 piece of software that we include free of charge with your purchase of QuickBooks Enterprise. Now there are some monthly subscription fees that apply to EDI transactions, and those do still apply with QuickBooks Enterprise. Now, if you are interested in the EDI software, you can give True Commerce a call at the toll-free number that you see here, or you can come to the website and request a demo for EDI. There's one other thing exclusive to QuickBooks Enterprise, and that is Intuit Field Service Management. Now, this is for those of you that are in the field service industry, maybe plumbers or HVAC types, but you have folks out in the field, and Intuit Field Service Management will allow you to send wireless work orders to those folks in the field. They can also enter time on that handheld device for both payroll and job costing functions. Now, Intuit Field Service Management only works with QuickBooks Enterprise Solutions. Now, if you are in the field service industry and would like more information on Intuit Field Service, you can go to our website, qbes.com, and watch a video on field service, or you can attend a demo for Intuit Field Service. Now, demos for field service happen on Wednesdays and Fridays at 9 a.m. Pacific. Well, that concludes the product demonstration portion of our meeting. So let me cover one other thing with you. For those of you that are interested in purchasing QuickBooks Enterprise Solutions, we do only offer the software for sale one of two ways. The first way is directly from an Intuit sales rep, and the other way is in person from a local Intuit solution provider. So Intuit solution providers are great for those of you that want someone on site, and they can offer help with evaluation, purchase, and implementation of your QuickBooks Enterprise software. Now, to speak with one of our sales reps, you can just dial the toll-free number that you see there on the screen, 866-379-6635, or to speak with an Intuit solution provider, just go to our website, qbs.com/local help. Thank you for taking your time to view the QuickBooks Enterprise Solutions introduction and demonstration. We certainly hope you found it of value. If you have any additional questions, please contact your Intuit sales rep or an Intuit solution provider.